On the news, 317 girls confirmed kidnapped in Zamfara school. International bodies condemn kidnap of schoolgirls. And FG says 5G network not harmful to humans. Thank you for joining us on News Now. I am Fola Shadi Ogurinde. We begin the news with a confirmation that 317 girls were kidnapped in the early hours of Friday from Government Girls Secondary School, John Debe, in Talata, Malari, local government area of Zamfara State. The Commissioner for Information in the state, Suleiman Tunai Arika, will confirm the news to journalists, said the act was carried out around 1 o'clock on Friday morning. The latest attack on the Zamfara school occurs about 2 weeks after over 20 students were abducted by armed bandits from a school in Niger State. The students in Niger are yet to be released. The recent abductions of over 300 schoolgirls at the Government Girls Secondary School, Jangebe, in Zamfara State has raised concern and criticism from international organizations. In a statement released by UNICEF, the brutal attack on school children in Nigeria is a gross violation of children's rights and a horrific experience for children to go through. Meanwhile, Amnesty International has also condemned the strings of abductions of students in schools in the northern part of Nigeria, saying that education is under attack in the region. Country Director for Save the Children International Nigeria, Mercy Chukwuhi, has called for the immediate release of the over 300 schoolgirls abducted in Zamfara State. The latest attack on the Zamfara school occurs about 2 weeks after over 43 persons, including 27 students, were abducted by armed bandits from a school in Niger State. Earlier, we spoke to a security analyst, Patrick Agbambo, on the matter.
Negotiation should not be encouraged. Amnesty should not be encouraged. Because it's two ways. When you negotiate with these guys, you are emboldening them. You are giving them strength to commit more crime. When you pay ransom for whatever reason, then there are other groups that will definitely come up to want to make their own money. It's becoming very, very commercial oriented now. I said so last time, and we are going to see more of it, unfortunately, but that is the reality. Until government will stamp their feet on the ground and take drastic actions, and those actions, you don't need to start waiting for any federal powers or whatever. Yes, the IG just a few hours ago has dispatched some policemen and dispatched their air platform, 2 helicopters to go there and hover. But to what extent will this be a success? I doubt if any immediate result will come out of it, because 10 days is counting now from the Kagara kidnap adoption, and we still have not had anything.
President Muhammadu Buhari has ruled out the possibility of granting amnesty to bandits, kidnappers and insurgents in the country, saying his government would continue to deal decisively with such criminals whom he said constitutes a threat to the country and its people. Buhari stated this while declaring open a joint security meeting of Northern State Governors Forum, Northern Traditional Rulers Council and a delegation from the federal government in Kaduna State. The meeting, which took place at the Kaduna State Government House, came barely 2 weeks after governors of the Northeast Zone held a similar meeting with the service chiefs and the National Security Advisor to discuss ways to address the issue of banditry and kidnapping troubling the zone. The president's stance is coming on the heels of agitations by some northern leaders that repentant bandits be given amnesty. There was pandemonium along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway on Friday when a joint team of policemen and the Department of State Services attempted to arrest Yoruba activist Sunday Adeyemo, better known as Sunday Igboho. A video that surfaced online shows Igboho, who is topless, with his men daring the security operatives to do their worst before finally driving off. According to a statement signed by former Minister of Aviation Femi Fani-Kayode, Igboho was on his way to meet with 93-year-old Afenifere chieftain Ayo Adebanjo when the incident occurred. Fani Kayode thereafter condemned the action, saying it is not only reckless but also very dangerous. Now, the Rivers State Commissioner of Police, Eboka, Friday, has dissolved the Eagle Crack Squad of the command over unprofessional conduct. Rivers State Police Command spokesman Nnamdi Omoni said the decision was taken after a management meeting. Omoni noted that the dissolution followed complaints of unprofessional conduct exhibited by the personnel of the unit. There have been several reports of harassment, extortions, intimidation and brutality of innocent citizens since September 2020. The Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, says 5G radiation is lower than 4G and not harmful to humans. The minister reiterated this to allay fears concerning the 5G network, especially during the beginning of the pandemic. TV360's correspondent was at the investigative public hearing on the present status of 5G network in Nigeria and its technological impact on citizens at the National Assembly.
Is the 5G network dangerous? Is it harmful to human health? Are there any benefits of 5G network to the economy of countries? These are some of the questions the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, tries to explain here. Numerous conspiracy theories shared on and off social media claims that 5G mobile network are the cause of coronavirus pandemic and other unconfirmed diseases. In 2019, MTN Nigeria launched its 5G trial demo across selected states in the country. The 5G demo centers in Abuja, Calabar and Lagos ran for 3 consecutive months, utilizing the trial spectrum allocated to MTN by the NCC. This trial, however, elicited several reactions. At the investigative public hearing on the present status of 5G generation network in Nigeria and its technological impact, lawmakers sought more clarifications.
These and other considerations bordering on human health necessitated the Senate in fulfilling its constitutional responsibility and obligations to mandate its four-standing committees, as mentioned earlier, to thoroughly investigate the status of 5G network in Nigeria and its technological impact on Nigerian citizens.
The essence of this hearing, therefore, is to investigate how the 5G technology would ensure the deployment of telecommunication services to our people and to enable us to stand on a better knowledge pedestal ahead of the possible deployment of the technology in Nigeria. Equally important to us as a Senate and indeed as a Parliament is that we only approve of this technology if the security and safety of our citizens are guaranteed.
The Office of the National Security Advisor also spoke concerning this.
The deployment of 5G will come with different types of equipment and all that. And so we understand that the stakeholders in the telecommunication industry will make effort to ensure that they upgrade their systems in order to meet up the new technology. But we are concerned about the deliberate vulnerabilities and backdoors within the 5G network equipment. That's one of the key concerns we have.
Nigeria is ready for 5G, I would say, based on what we have been doing. As long as we address the major challenges, then definitely we are almost ready. What we only need to do is to ensure that the process is completed. Secondly, whether it has any negative impact on our citizens. When it comes to health issues, our investigation here in Nigeria did not show any negative impact. There is no any relationship between 5G and any disease. The only issue being raised usually by people is about radiation. But people fail to realize that the radiation of 4G that we are all using here is more harmful than that of the 5G. That of 4G. The radiation of 4G, I'm using it here, and almost everybody has his phone here. That 4G on your phone is more harmful than the 5G we are anticipating.
Apparently, 5G connectivity requires huge infrastructure investment, and government will be playing a pivotal role with respect to regulations as well as infrastructure development. From the National Assembly, Abuja, Atinuke Nuke, TV360 News.
The Lagos State government has said that officials of the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASMA, will start using smart body cameras within the next few weeks to monitor traffic violations. This is coming after a viral video that has been circulating online showed a man driving a sports utility vehicle against traffic along the International Airport Road and hit a policeman with the car when attempts were made to apprehend him. This was disclosed by the general manager of the LASMA, Olajide Oduyoye, on a television program monitored in Lagos. The LASMA general manager, who pointed out that technology is the way to go, said that Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has approved the deployment of technology to improve communication in the agency. We'll take a break here, but still to come, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo disagrees with CBN on cryptocurrency. All this and more after this break.
Hello, Alahaji. Right now I'm in Abuja. No. Hello, Adamu. Right now I'm in Kano. Yes. When I get back, I will just call you. Look, what is wrong with you? I'm talking on the phone and you are gesticulating and doing. What's wrong with you?
Daddy, where exactly are we as we speak?
Are you alright? This is Lagos.
Well, you just lied to someone that we're in Abuja.
Keep quiet. Who told you can tell an elderly person is lying?
Daddy, you just lied. And by lying, you are raising corrupt children for the future of Nigeria. That is corruption, not in my country. Corruption, not in my country.
Welcome back. Now let's take a recap of some of our top stories. The Commissioner for Information in Zamfara State, Suleiman Tunai Ankar, has confirmed that 317 girls were abducted by bandits in government girls' secondary school, Jangebe. This latest attack is coming less than 2 weeks after over 20 students were abducted by armed bandits from a school in Niger State. The students in Niger are yet to be released. Now, we also told you that international bodies have condemned the abductions of schoolgirls from their school in Jangebe, Zamfara. Amnesty International, Save the Children International, and UNICEF have raised concerns that the deteriorating security situation in the northern parts of the country may force many children out of school. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletin, or for more updates, do log on to our website on www.tv360.nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Google Plus at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we are at TV360 Online. We head now to COVID-19 stories and updates. Nigeria has recorded 634 new COVID-19 cases on Thursday, making it exactly 1 week of reporting less than 700 daily cases. The new figure raises the total number of infections in the country to 154,476, according to the Infectious Disease Agency, NCDC. But the daily death toll from the disease has continued to increase, with 6 deaths from the virus in the last 24 hours, raising the total fatalities to 1,891. Mozambique has received 200,000 doses of the Sinopharm vaccine from China, but the country is yet to disclose its vaccination plan. The vaccines were received by Prime Minister Carlos Agostinho at the Maputo International Airport, saying the government was working on getting more COVID-19 vaccines. The Sinopharm vaccines were the first batch of doses the country got and were a donation from the Chinese government. We'll take a pause here and return with more stories in business. Please stay with us.
Hello? Yeah, I found your wallet in front of a supermarket. Meet me at Apple Junction. Yes, I'll be waiting for you.
Now we find out. Two of us.
Thank you very much, officer. You know, it's surprising that men like you still exist in the police force.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
This is just a token of my appreciation.
Oh, no, you don't need to do this. We're only doing our job.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
You're welcome.
Now I know police is really my friend.
Yes.
Friend. Hey. Okay, which came up with this one? I don't understand.
You know your problem. You are greedy. I'm a policeman who is doing his job. All forms of corruption in the force. Not in my country. Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. Well, let's join Mary Kanu now for business stories and stock markets review.
Well, thank you, Folashade. Now in business stories, the Vice President of Nigeria, Yemi Osinbajo, has called for crypto regulation, saying such disruption often makes room for progress. Osinbajo advised the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Central Bank of Nigeria to create a regulatory roadmap while fully appreciating the stance of the CBN and law enforcement agencies on the possible abuses of crypto assets. The Vice President further stressed the importance of cryptocurrencies would play in the coming years, as it says they would most likely challenge traditional banking, stressing the need for Nigeria to be prepared for such a shift. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) has announced plans to boost power generation with additional 5,000 megawatts of electricity to the national power grid once the ongoing gas projects throughout the countries are completed. This disclosure was made by the Group Managing Director of NNPC, Mele Kyari, while speaking at a virtual event organized by the Nigerian Gas Association. Kyari said the NNPC hopes to establish 2 gas hubs, one at Oben and the other at Brass, adding that one of the presidential mandates is to deliver on gas and power and create a market in the domestic environment. The Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, has arraigned one Chidi Wanyawu for alleged engine oil adulteration and logo forgery after being on his trail since 2016. Prosecuting counsel Joseph Olofindare told Justice Maureen Oyetenu of the Federal High Court in Lagos that security agents received intelligence of the defendant's illicit acts in 2016, adding that several invitations were extended to him over the years, but he did not honor them until his arrest earlier this month. The agency accused Wanyawu and his companies Ocean Oil Limited and High Power Lubricants of engaging in engine oil adulteration and inscribing forged SON logos on the product. The defendant has, however, pleaded not guilty to the charges.
One thing that we should know is that this man has been on the run since 2016. He's a big fish in the industry of adulterating and distributing, offering for sale substandard engine oil. But the DG of Standard Organization of Nigeria, Malam Farouk Salim, is a no-nonsense to all the evildoers. He has made the industry to be very hot for those who are doing evil, to the detriment of unsuspecting buyer and Nigeria at large. So it's a signal to the likes of Chidi that if they can run, they should start running. But one thing is sure, SUN will catch up with them, and they will, the fate that just befell Chidi will also befall them. We have brought these offences under 2 laws: the Standards Organization of Nigeria, which prescribe not less than 3 years, and under the Miscellaneous Offences Act, which prescribe nothing less than 10 years imprisonment. So by the time we are able to establish a case before the court will give a judgment in favor or against him. So in case we are able to establish a case, then it will go. Some offenses are 3 years, the penalty are 3 years imprisonment, while some count are 10 years.
Well, we'll take a breather here and be back with stock market review. Stay with us. The nation's stock market extended its decline as the market capitalization dropped below 20 trillion naira. All share index depreciated by 0.4% to close at 39,799 basis points. Now, consequently, across different sectors, the performance was mostly negative as Wema Bank and Champion Breweries with 35 kobo led the laggard table. SUNU Assurance and AfriPrudence rounded off the list of top 4 losers. Now, a market summary of today's trading saw 507 million shares valued at 2.442 billion naira exchange hands in 4,465 deals. Now, the top gainers today saw Lasaco and M Benefits lead the top 4 gainers, while Courtsville and Oando closed the top 4 gainers for today. Now, the foreign market so far has witnessed a bearish run of events, because in the foreign side, there has been a massive sell-off of U.S. stocks as the United States 10-year Treasury yields rose to a new year one high of 1.5%, sending the equities market on a bearish run. Now, global bond prices have fallen lower, making investors around the world engage in a massive sell-off as they fear that the higher inflation could erode the boundaries. Now, you see FTSE is currently trading down at 1.87%. Dow Jones is also trading on the low at 0.37%. Asian stock Nikkei is also trading in the low at 3.99% as investors continue to sell off their yields. Well, that's all on Stock Market Review. It's back to Folashade for the rest of the news.
Thank you very much, Mary Kano. We head now to the foreign scene where Niger's Interior Minister Alkachi Alhada says 2 people have died and hundreds have been arrested in post-election violence that began on Tuesday after the results of a presidential runoff we announced. According to Alhada, about 468 arrests have been made, including certain politicians. He accused a well-known opposition figure, Hama Amaldo, of being the main person responsible for the unrest. Well, up next is Entertainment Reports.
Nigerian singer Rika Sani has released his first body of work, a 17-track album, The Prince I Became. Recall Rick made the announcement of the album title and release dates in January via his official social media handle. The 17-track album features Kwame Eugene, Sotusol, Fumbani Kangaya, Frank Edwards, Zoro, and Nicky Jam. The album is a follow-up to his 2017 album, The African Gentleman. Banky W is still basking in the joy of becoming a parent, and he has made an all-new song to celebrate. The new dad took to his Instagram page to announce the release of his new single titled Final Say, which talks about God's work in their lives and how he showed up for them. Recall Adesuwa, who turned 33 on February 22nd, took the spotlight away from a new age as she announced the arrival of their bundle of joy, whom she revealed to be a baby boy. Once again, a big congratulations to the Wellingtons. And that is all that we have for you in the entertainment segment of News Now.
Away from entertainment and now to sports, legendary Arsenal striker Thierry Henry has stepped down as manager of Major League Soccer side CF Montreal. Henry was recently on the shortlist to become the new manager of Championship club Bournemouth, has been in charge of Montreal since November 2019. The 1998 World Cup winner said it was with a heavy heart that he was leaving after an extremely difficult period away from his family. But that's it in our package. Thank you for watching. I am Folashade Ogurinde.